Hello everyone, I'm your host Vanessa Obura and we are back with Let's Talk Marketing. If you are a marketer or you are into marketing, today's show is for you. My special guest gets to dive right into MarTech and how to implement solutions that fit you and your company. Stay tuned for a few tips. Welcome, Fiona. I'm so glad that you are here today and you're able to join me and my team. I can't wait for today's shows and today, discussion.
Thank you, Vanessa. Really glad to be here.
So a bit of background, for our esteemed guests to know more about you. Fiona Garuro decided to join me today, and she's an e-commerce and growth marketing consultant with combined 12 years plus experience working across industries such as e-commerce, automobile, enterprise software, finance, healthcare, and government in Australia and across Africa. Fiona's vast experience cuts across technology, marketing, and product development. Wow, Fiona, it's so exciting to have you, and it's so exciting, to also share your experience. So welcome, Fiona.
Thank you, Vanessa. Really glad to be here to discuss this very timely topic of MarTech. Thank
you. Exactly. And yes, you're here to give us a few tips. When you and I were having discussions, you really, really blew my mind, with the few tips. And I think this will help a lot of marketers out there. And I'm so glad that you're able to share this experience so that people out there are able to apply themselves and, let's change the marketing, industry in the region. So let's get into it. What goes into selecting technology for marketing? I mean, I'm a marketer. If I wanted to select a specific technology, what would I have to do?
Thanks for that question. So allow me to show you this illustration. It's by Scott Brinker. Scott Brinker is currently the VP of Platform Ecosystem at HubSpot. HubSpot, of course, we know is one of the well-known MarTech platforms. So Scott Brinker, he has been publishing this marketing technology landscape for a few years. And the purpose of it is to show the growth of the marketing technology industry. So the first one that he ever published was the 2011, which is, up on the screen now. And this showed 150 marketing technology vendors at that time. And I recall when I first saw this, I was blown away. I thought 150 vendors was a lot of vendors. But he recently published the 2020 Marketing Technology Landscape Report. And this is really astounding. So the 2020 Marketing Technology Landscape shows 8,000 marketing technology vendors. I mean, this is really, really mind-blowing. And it really goes to show the importance of marketing technology in this day and age, and really the varying kinds of technologies that are out there, and why it's really important for businesses to take the time to do a needs assessment to find the right technology. So back to your question. How do businesses go about selecting a marketing technology? It's really important for a business to do a needs assessment. So a needs assessment requires that, number one, a business is able to articulate their pain points. What is it that they are not able to achieve or that's causing them, a blind spot in the business that is necessitating them to want to implement a marketing technology system? It could be maybe lack of visibility on how many customers are using their products, lack of visibility on churn rate or retention rate. Again, it's really important that a business articulates the pain points. The second thing is for a business to then look at the objectives. What do they want to achieve with using a marketing technology software? So again, it's about articulating this quite effectively, and writing down, is it to increase customer acquisition? Is it to improve retention rates? Is it to track app installs or uninstalls and understand why that is happening? So that's the second thing that a business needs to do when doing a needs assessment. The third thing is to look at budget. So again, there are 8,000 platforms out there, and you'll find some that cost $1 million a year, some that cost $50,000 a year. So it's really crucial that a business has a clear idea of the budget that they are willing to spend for this investment, to know which kind of platforms out of the 8,000 are most suitable for their pockets. The fourth thing is to look at your staff. Who is the end user for this product? What are their skill sets? So with marketing technology systems, if you're having a marketing team that's going to be the end user, is your marketing team tech savvy, or are they more pure marketing professionals? If they're pure marketing professionals, you may want to look at adopting a system that is more drag and drop and less technical work required. However, if you have a team that is more tech savvy, you may go for a system that allows you to do some customizations, a bit of HTML, a bit of SQL, for example. So again, understand who the end user is, what is their skill level, and if there's a skills gap, you'd obviously need to plan for that in terms of training or in terms of hiring, and that will also inform the type of software that you will invest in. Because again, investing in software, it's really important to also ensure adoption of the software. You need to get buy-in from those who will be using it, and they need to find it useful and easy to use. And then the last thing in the needs assessment is to look at your tech infrastructure. So this new technology, this MarTech solution, is not going to be existing in a silo. It is being adopted within an existing tech infrastructure. So it's important to understand, what systems are going to have to integrate with this MarTech solution. Is it going to have to integrate with a core banking system? Is it going to have to integrate with a CRM system? Do you need native integrations? All of these questions need to be answered in order to make the right decision about the software that you use. Because each software comes with different types of integrations, some native, some require a bit of technical work. So again, it's important to articulate that. The other thing is also within your tech infrastructure, you also need to know if you want an on-premise or a cloud solution, for example. All these things need to be listed out in the needs assessment to make an informed decision. And just the last point I wanted to highlight is, technology in itself is not a solution. I know many businesses and many marketers, just want to, adopt a technology and hope that, it solves all their problems. So technology is an enabler. It enables businesses to, work more efficiently, gain visibility, and so on. So it's really important that, with a needs assessment, you have the right environment for which this technology is going to be adopted, and therefore will increase the likelihood of success with adoption and working with this new technology.
Great, Fiona. So to get deeper into that, what are the use cases for MarTech, if you may, get deep into it?
So there are very many use cases, Vanessa. However, I'll focus on three main ones that I see a lot of businesses are struggling with and could really leverage technology to solve. So the first one is around knowing your customer. With technology, you're able to gather data points that are not easily available or easily visible to you as a business. We term data as explicit data and implicit data. So explicit data is data that's provided to you by your consumer. So this is, name, email address, location, and so on. However, with marketing technology, you're able to get implicit data. And this is really driven by consumer behavior. With the right technology solution, you're able to track your users' behavior when they're interacting with your product, with your app, with your service. And you're then able to, gather information such as, their user preferences for certain kinds of products, the user preferences for types of communication. So these are things that they would not readily tell you, but you can infer it using marketing technology that gives you access to implicit data. The second use case for marketing technology is around effectively tracking your marketing budget. I'm quite sure you can relate to this as a marketing manager, Vanessa. Yes, yes, we're always under pressure to,
Yes.
Be able to effectively report on, why we spent what we spent and what was the outcome. And the beauty with marketing technology is that it allows you to, track, the full funnel of your investment. So not only understanding, what happened at the top of the funnel, how many views, how many clicks, and so on, but all the way down to how many purchases, the amount of the purchases, whether there was repurchasing from this consumer or not. So marketing technology really helps to effectively track your investment in marketing. And then the third key use case for MarTech is around improving customer experience. A great example of this is, for example, an app. If you've recently launched an app, with marketing technology, you're able to see how users are moving through your app. Which screens are they dropping off at? What form are they dropping off at? And this can really help to inform, some usability issues that need to be solved. Maybe you need to, remove certain features on that page, make it simpler, remove certain fields, to reduce the friction and to increase adoption. So that's another really important use case of marketing technology.
Thank you so much, Fiona, for those tips. I can't wait to get right into them. But before that, we're going on a short break and we will be right back. And welcome back. And today in studio, I have with me Fiona Garuro. And continuing our discussions, Fiona, there's something I want us to discuss. Since the pandemic, started, there was a shift for businesses, especially SMEs. A lot of people had to now start using the e-commerce platforms for their businesses because physical shops were no longer allowed, they were closed because people cannot, be in a certain room. A number of people there's a restricted number of people, and they had to start leveraging the e-commerce platforms. So what advice or what, let me say, strategy would you give those who have implemented e-commerce and are looking for MarTech solutions to help them?
Yeah, great question. So, as you highlighted, e-commerce has become a very crucial part of doing business. Prior to the pandemic, e-commerce was, not a key sales channel for many businesses. But now that the pandemic is here, a lot of businesses have had to build their e-commerce sales channels. And, businesses do have several options in terms of how to go about adopting e-commerce. And, the three main options would be, depending on the products and the services that a business or an SME is selling, they would be able to pick the right strategy. So the first one would be looking at a marketplace. A great example of a marketplace would be Jumia, which is really well known in the region. So a business an SME can decide to list on a marketplace if they are if they're selling products, and there are also service-based marketplaces out there, and a lot of these marketplaces already have inbuilt marketing technology within them. Marketing technology such as personalization engines on the website, CRM systems that are able to target consumers with right offers at the right time. So marketplaces come with a lot of marketing technology solutions already inbuilt. So the second option for a business would be to build their own website. And again, there are a lot of solutions out there that can be leveraged, either using software as a service type of model, or building your website from scratch, depending on the investment that you would like to make. So you have different options. You have Shopify, you have Magento, for example. There are numerous ones out there, as we have seen in the MarTech landscape, just naming a few. So again, these options allow a business to be a bit more flexible with how they run their businesses, and they can integrate different MarTech solutions as needed to their websites. And then the third option would be to look at getting into social media. So leveraging social media, Facebook, Instagram, and so on. Those are great places for SMEs to launch their e-commerce journey, because again, the investment is is not very big, and they come with a lot of technology already inbuilt. We already know that there are algorithms behind these social media platforms, and businesses can then leverage that as well. So, there are a lot of great options when it comes to getting into e-commerce and the MarTech that runs behind e-commerce technology.
Thank you so much, Fiona, for joining me in the studio today. Fiona?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vanessa. It was a pleasure to be here, and I hope that we can continue this discussion.
I think I'm going to definitely have you back. I mean, the conversations, I felt like there's so much more we can get into. So I'm definitely going to call you back to join us. And hopefully by then we'll get to have a few people to ask us a few questions. Okay?
Excellent.
And to our esteemed guests, thank you for joining us. Remember, you can be a part of these discussions. All you have to do is to like our YouTube channel, CIO East Africa, like, share, and comment, and we'll definitely get the discussions going. Thank you again for joining us. I'm your host, Vanessa Obura, and this is Let's Talk Marketing.